driving the growth shoulder to shoulder with the business leaders, working with the board to understand how the tech can be part of their day-to-day tasks, how the mundane tasks of the users can be removed and efficiency can be increased. So the role has increased from managing infrastructure to business enabler and enabling security to ensure all the data and critical aspect function of the organization remains secure.
Along these lines, I am also curious to understand more on the lines of digital transformation. I'm sure the journey isn't always smooth. Any common challenges that you have come across, or any pain points as a CIO and as a leader that you would like to address today?
So, Simran, I would like to state I have not only implemented Copilot, we were early adopter into the accelerator, OpenAI accelerator. I would like to extend my deep thanks to the leadership, Rohini Srivastava, Vinny Johri, and Seema Kumar from Microsoft. They helped us to navigate this challenge, how the AI can be part of our ecosystem.
Correct.
At the starting, when we were planning and designing our next digital transformation journey, at that moment when the AI was announced, I got a great support from the Microsoft leadership, and they enabled us by implementing Azure OpenAI. The entire journey, which was only planned for a digital transformation, which we were thinking for today, we were able to think beyond today to next 3 years ahead, and we moved our vision from a digital transformation to AI first motive. Now, this AI first motive was where we were thinking towards creating our own LLM. That LLM is going to help the stakeholders with the assisted model of our own institution, and the stakeholders, which is not only the internal, even the external stakeholder, they want to know, they want to get any information. AI can help them to get those information more precisely and better and in a very agile manner.
Hello and welcome to the mainstream. We are back with yet another episode of Voice of CIO, and I'm Simran Shivalkar, your host for today. Today we are joined by Mr. Sandeep Bansal. Firstly, Mr. Bansal, thank you so much for joining us for this episode.
Thank you, Simran, for giving me opportunity to be part of Voice of CIO at Mainstream. It's always nice to interact with the industry leader and understand what is happening around the industry.
Well, absolutely. That being said, Mr. Bansal needs no introduction. I will still take this opportunity to share a few things about him. To begin with, he's the Chief Information Officer at A1 Steels India Limited. They say behind every successful digital transformation is a leader who knows how to connect technology with real human impact. Well, Mr. Bansal happens to be one of those leaders. With over 2 decades of experience, he's not just delivered $80 million in global tech projects, but he has also helped organizations rethink how they work, engage, and grow. From transforming higher education with 99% of tech adoption to using AI tools like Copilot to simplify complex decisions, Mr. Bansal brings a rare mix of strategic vision and hands on expertise. What truly sets him apart is his ability to bridge the gap between people and technology. In today's episode, we will try to explore his journey, the lessons learned along the way, and what truly holds the future for CIOs in an age of constant change. Well, Mr. Bansal, like I said, a dynamic journey of more than 2 decades, driving change and digital transformation. Can you tell us a bit about this journey and what key moments have shaped your path to becoming a CIO today?
So, very well crafted question, Simran. Tech has always been, enabler in the business processes. And during my journey, there has been a lot of things which we have come across. During my early stage, when we were managing infrastructure, our tech was always being taken as managing infrastructure, handling servers, providing support to the end user. But over a moment, when I was managing one large ERP implementation, I came across a situation where I understood this. They are not only technical enabler, right? They're part of business. And we had started working with the stakeholders, bringing technology to the stakeholders, mitigating their day-to-day challenges and generating a business and revenue for the organization. So at this stage, we realized that, technology leaders are basically becoming a backbone. They have to be not only talking about a tech language, they have to talk about the business language. They have to understand the day-to-day challenges of mundane tasks done by the business owners and help them adopt the new technology and get hands on their business growth. So this is where I feel the things has changed from the early stage till now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bansal. And speaking of change, I'm sure you have seen a lot in the past decade, right from back-end IT to business strategy to now overseeing the CIO role. What has been a major shift when we talk about CIOs today? And from your experience, how did you kind of adapt to this shift?
Well, Simran, the tech role which we used to manage as a backend role, you are absolutely right. There was a time when it was only talking about the servers and uptime.
Correct.
From servers and uptime coming to the mainstream of the business, coming in the front, it was what the CIO role has evolved. So I would like to share you some moment where the CIO role is many times is only considered as managing infrastructure operations, but it is not only operations. CIO is more than that. He has a business area. He understands and he has to present the solutions to the board, understanding the business requirement. So now the CIO role is not sitting in the back end managing the servers and uptime. He has become a mainstream to manage the business, driving the growth shoulder to shoulder with the business leaders, working with the board to understand how the tech can be part of their day-to-day tasks, how the mundane tasks of the users can be removed and efficiency can be increased. So the role has increased from managing infrastructure to business enabler and enabling security to ensure all the data and critical aspect function of the organization remains secure, right?
Right.
So CI role is a 360 role. If you see about it, is starting from managing from user, working with the business, understanding the stakeholder requirement, ensuring the customer experience,
Right.
increasing the efficiency. All those things a CIO has to work with the stakeholders inclusively.
Mr. Bansal, that's actually a very powerful perspective, especially from your point of view about, repositioning IT as a co-creator for business strategy as well. I think it is very much clear that you're not just driving tech decisions, but also kind of shaping the broader vision of the organization. Along these lines, I am also curious to understand more on the lines of digital transformation. I'm sure the journey isn't always smooth. Any common challenges that you have come across or any pain points as a CIO and as a leader that you would like to address today?
So, Simran, I would like to state I have not only implemented Copilot, we were early adopter into the accelerator, OpenAI accelerator. I would like to extend my deep thanks to the leadership, Rohini Srivastava, Vinny Johri, and Seema Kumar from Microsoft. They helped us to navigate this challenge, how the AI can be part of our ecosystem.
Correct.
At the starting, when we were planning and designing our next digital transformation journey, at that moment when the AI was announced, I got a great support from the Microsoft leadership, and they enabled us by implementing Azure OpenAI. The entire journey, which was only planned for a digital transformation, which we were thinking for today, we were able to think beyond today to next 3 years ahead, and we moved our vision from a digital transformation to AI first, motive. Now, this AI first motive was where we were thinking towards creating our own LLM. That LLM is going to help the stakeholders with the assisted model of our own institution, and the stakeholders, which is not only the internal, even the external stakeholder, they want to know, they want to get any information. AI can help them to get those information more precisely and better and in a very agile manner. Now, coming to the Copilot, and when we were adopting the Azure OpenAI, so we also ensured that Copilot should be part of our ecosystem, and we got a help creating a boardroom sessions. We provided Copilot licenses to our board. We ensured each board member should have an understanding how the Copilot can be used in their ecosystem.
Right.
Now, over to AI adoption was not only, it is not a plug and play kind of a model, right? So what we had done is we also created a governance model. The governance board was built up by including all the stakeholders which is required to ensure the data security, data sensitivity, who can access the data, and that helped us to drive our AI journey in much better way. So this is how we were able to move ahead on AI. And the outcome of this is the efficiency was improved. Daily tasks which we were doing, it has improved. I have seen people, those were able to, they used to take a lot of time on some of the documents to getting some analytics done. So they were able to fetch those details very, very fast.
I think that really resonates, especially when you put across a point like how transformation is just as much as about it is about people and technology and platforms as well. And with so many moving parts from internal teams to vendor ecosystems, the role of CIO has kind of become a dynamic in today's day and age. And against this background, I would also like to understand from you, with all the change that is happening around us, technology is coming into picture, what should be the top priorities for CIOs today in today's day and age?
So this is one of my favorite topic because now from last couple of years when I'm working on digital transformation strategies, I can say the digital transformation challenges what we faced was definitely the same which everybody says, the resistance, the
Correct.
people resistance. But we also need to understand that digital transformation is not only about tech, it is about people, right? When you're bringing any technology, we're not making technology first. We are asking that we have to think digital first to use it. But it is for the people, right? It is not for the technology has to drive the people. People have to drive the technology. So when we have, as a strategist, I believe that the challenge which I see in most of the organization is, first point is the stakeholders. Those are part of the ecosystem. When a digital transformation strategy is being defined, there is a gap of clear understanding what they want to achieve from this digital transformation, which is the most important part.
Correct.
Because if you don't have a right vision in place, what outcome you want to get it from this digital transformation, I am sure you will not be able to get it, right? Second thing which I see is the major thing, the vendor and OEM, the part, the role, right? So when we are planning for any digital transformation, there are multiple kind of application layer we look towards it. One is you take a complete platform approach. You want one platform to manage your entire functions across organization. You look towards having a best of the class application. They work together and implement the make your life easy. Third is fully customizable application. You choose some languages and do it. And fourth, where you look for a platform and you plan or strategize in such a way that you build a strategy which is scalable, security resilient, as well as you have a proper redundancy. So when we are creating this strategy, the major part of digital transformation is we have to understand what we want to achieve, how we want to achieve, and who should be our partner. Are those partner are committed and capable enough to deliver what we are looking for, or we are going to become a scapegoat in the hands of the vendors? Because at many stages what happens that organizations, they don't have a strategies in place. What happens is you have an IT team, you have the functional team, then you have a partner and OEM. Now all these four people, who is going to ensure the governance and the strategy, what organization want to achieve as a final outcome is being delivered? Who is monitoring that? That is very, very
Right.
important. Who is defining the guardrails? That is also very important. So when we are driving such kind of a large transformation, I feel the biggest challenge is that we don't have a clear guardrails. We are not planning or strategizing in advance. So resistance is part of it, because when you're creating the understanding what the organization want to achieve, definitely you have your stakeholders with you. They are going to be part of those decision making, and when you are driving those change, those stakeholder will play as a champion along with you to make it a success.
Mr. Bansal, that's a thoughtful perspective, and especially how you frame that a CIO's role can be both a visionary and a business enabler in today's day and age. And keeping that in mind, based on your own experience and your journey, navigating transformation across various sectors, from your point of view, what are some of the best practices or recommendations that you would want to give for the next gen CIOs or tech leaders who wish to make their mark in this domain?
So, a very good question, and it is as per the today's scenario. First is that AI is not going to drive us. We have to drive the AI. This has
Correct.
to be very clear. Where I feel in many organizations, the stakeholders, the leadership, right? It has become a mandate. It is not like, you can opt out of it. Like there was a time when internet came into the world and people started thinking about internet. So internet revolution, then World Wide Web revolution, and now the AI revolution. So AI is going to be the part of our daily life. Now, when AI is coming, definitely the hackers, the cybersecurity is going to be challenging, right? So, in my opinion, the leaders should ensure when we are planning our AI journey, right? We should make our foundation very strong from the start. It can never happen. So for an example, I give this example many times. Like you are, constructing a building, and after some time you realize your foundation is weak. You have to, you cannot go back and fix the foundation. You have to look for another land, and again you have to start the foundation. So to save your time, save energy, save efforts, and the interest of the organization. This journey has to be very well planned. We should not get into the rush. And from the start, when we are looking towards, building a right architecture, solution, and design, at that time, we should ensure all the critical things which is required to ensure the data privacy, the individual user profiling, or the critical data which is required to be secured. What should be there in your data, what should not be there data. There was a report from the Gartner which I was seeing, right? So it is going to be a sandwich, right? Data everywhere and data which is a structured data. So there are two kind of data in which your AI is going to work, right? So in this sandwich, if we are not going to create our governance model at this stage, when we are planning, we are looking towards implementation, we are
Absolutely.
looking towards, it will become a challenge.
That's actually a fantastic approach, I think. And personally, I think focusing on empathy and attention to details like this, along with co creation, is what really sets the foundation for lasting adoption. It can also engage users early and empower digital champions, is what we have observed. Thank you once again for answering that. Moving on, building on that success, I think achieving 99% of technology adoption and a 40% increase in engagement is not a small feat. So, can you tell us a bit about this? What have been your best practices? What have been your strategies to achieve that kind of user buy-in? If you can share that with us today.
So, Simran, actually, at the time of, I would like to share it this way. During my tenure at higher education, I got an opportunity to work on the digital transformation for higher education. And higher education market in India is very, very large. But unfortunately, only less than 1% of the institution is totally today, those have done a digital transformation. The biggest challenge which I have seen was the adoption, as you rightly mentioned, right? So, due to my experience, what I did is at the time of designing and development, I ensured that the complete process has to be evolved with a CI/CD pipeline and agile methodology. Why it was important? Because higher education institution, if you have two kind of users, one is those are currently studying, or there are users those are going to come in. So we strategize our implementation in such a way that our MVP should come when the new student is coming in. We have not engaged our current student because the current student has the more actions to do, and if we have created that chaos in the current student, that will become a challenge. The moment the new student was adopted, we started evolving step by step, and within next 1, 2, or 3 months, when we got stabilized, we started evolving it for the current student. Now what happens and why it is important? Because the adoption is not proper, the student will not onboard it, the user will not onboard it, and the initial charm of the application goes off. But it was not so something like that. We did it in one day. We have started, we created internal champions in each department. We ensure those champions should be part of design, development, and UAT process. So they have a confidence level, the application which is developing during the design, development, and UAT process is confident. And we take their buy-in before making our MVP live for set of the users. Now, when we created this MVP live, we also ensure we started internal campaigning through mails and different communication to create a hype that users should know something new is coming in, and they were interested to see what is coming in. Under in these all instances, what was most important? Training and support. So we created training tutorials during our development phase so that as soon as we go live, those training and tutorial was available 24/7 with each and every user. So in case they are facing any problem, they should be able to go to training tutorials and they can check it. And we ensure as soon as we go live from day one till next 100 days, our support team was available for every kind of issues they are facing. So when you get resistance, when you feel you will not adopt it, when you are having a problem and nobody is there to help you, so we ensure the support is available, we ensure the data is migrated, we ensure the training is available, and we also ensure the champions, those are within the departments from design till UAT, they knew what is happening. So we had all hands to ensure the adoption becomes important. Now coming to the engagement part, when the application was designed keeping human in the center. So the when I still remember when I was talking to one of the stakeholder, a director, I said, Madam, I want to give you the training of this application. She said, Sandeep, what is the training required? It is so user friendly. When I'm sitting on this for 1 hour, I understood how it works. I don't need a training. So that is how your engagement becomes better.
Right.
If you have made those things, which are the pain points you are taking care of, when you are removing those mundane tasks of the user, he feels and he want to adopt it in that case. I will give you one more last before we go. A couple of days back, I met one of my colleagues, CISO, and came to know that her child is in the same institution where we implemented it. And she was not aware that I was the CIO there and I implemented the system. I said, how's your experience of that application? And she had such, bright colors and her review was so good. So I could sense a parent is also enjoying that application. So my purpose is solved.
Mr. Bansal, thank you once again for sharing these incredible insights with us today in this episode and also giving us a glimpse into your journey. While this conversation has been very interesting and insightful,
Right. Thank you, Simran. And it was very wonderful because sometimes these kind of experiences we cannot share with the people and masses. Through your platform, I think people will learn what kind of work has been done and how they can also achieve such kind of successes.
absolutely, absolutely. And while we wrap up, I certainly look forward to connect with you again.
Sure, Simran. Nice
Yeah.
talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.